All right, hey, welcome. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to be seen or something, because I can't really see you, but let's pretend. So, I don't know why this is the product rule. That's what we're learning about, and I don't know. I just thought this was an unusual product. It's a tow truck for towing golf carts. It's a little teeny tiny tow truck to towing little teeny tiny golf carts. So, I did the run. Thought it was kind of funny. Let's get serious. The product rule. So if we have two functions that are multiplied together, let's call them f and g. We're going to multiply them together, and then we want to find out the derivative. We want to find out how those things are changing. We want to find the instantaneous rate of change of the product of these two functions. What we do is we take the first function, we multiply it by the derivative of the second, and then we take the second function and multiply it by the derivative of the first. Okay, so the way that we say that is the first times the derivative of the second plus the second, oh, there it goes. Now it wants to cooperate. Second times the derivative of the first. So I should have had this written out because it's farly. So the product rule. The first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Okay, f times g prime plus g times f prime. First times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Everybody with me? First times the derivative of the second. First times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. That's the product rule. Let's use it right now. Okay, so the first times the derivative of the second. The first is 3x squared plus 5. 3x squared plus 5 times the derivative of the second. The derivative of 4x minus 2 is 4 plus the second, 4x minus 2, times the derivative of the first. The derivative of the first, 3x squared plus 5, is 6x. Okay, that's really nice. It doesn't really help us. We need to do some nice little algebra to make it all work out. We're going to distribute 12x squared plus 20 plus 24x squared minus 12x. So we've done the math. Now we need to do the making it pretty thing. 24x squared plus 12 more x squared is 36x squared minus 12x plus 20. That is the derivative of the product of 3x squared plus 5 and 4x minus 2. Done just there now for you. Okay? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, couldn't we have done this out and then just done the derivative the old-fashioned way? Why, yes. Yes, you could. So let's try and make sure that we're doing it right. So we just do the expansion. So 3x squared times 4x is 12x cubed. Let's go with minus 6x squared plus 20x. And then how about minus 10? Okay, that's what y is equal to. Using our standard rules, derivative, 12x squared, what's that turn out to be? 36x squared minus 12x plus 20. Does that look familiar? It does. It's the same thing. So, yes, you could do this sometimes. Okay, you could do this sometimes, and it depends on which way you're faster. But there will be times, and it won't be necessarily today, where you just can't do the simplification if I throw other things in here, other sort of functions that we're going to know about. So I just want you to practice with the product rule, the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Don't worry about that. Worry about that if you want to. Yeah, maybe. Worry about that. And well, there's no memory quiz, there's no quiz, but there is the product rule. And the product rule, it goes something like this. The first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. You're going to want to memorize that because we are going to use that so often that it's going to make you want to scream. So the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. And with that, I bid you adieu.